My partner, M30, and I, F30, were on the first date we have had in about a year due to financial struggles. I had really missed spending quality time with him, but I knew I had to be patient and keep working hard to pay our bills. We finally got on top of everything and had a really good week, so he offered to take us out. We had a great night, visited a nice bar, played at the arcade, then went for some food. At this point, he asked me to go 50-50 on paying for the meal because, again, money is tight. I didn't mind. I was just enjoying our time together. The share plate we ordered was brought out to us, and I asked my partner to grab some condiments from the front for us. While he was gone, a woman came in from the street and started to ask me if she could have some of our food. She didn't look homeless. She had tattoos all over her face and a casual outfit. This is where I start to feel like in a hole. I shook my head no. I felt a bit uncomfortable and didn't want to be in that situation where a stranger is asking me for food while I'm sitting alone at a table. My partner came back and I was trying to catch his eye and show him that I was uncomfortable, and I was shaking my head no. He didn't look at me. He listened to the woman's request and immediately said yes, of course, even went to the counter to grab a takeaway box and picked up the plate and offered her to take whatever she wanted. I felt really frozen and shocked. The woman said about me, "Oh, she doesn't look too happy," while fingering the part of the meal that I had ordered. She didn't take it and said to my partner, "Oh, I better just take something from your side instead." He stood there silently obliging, waiting for her to take what she wanted. She looked at me one last time and my face obviously looked unhappy and displeased. She commented on my facial expression, "Wow, you look angry," and left with her takeaway box. I didn't feel like eating at all after that. My partner was genuinely confused, thinking he was impressing me by doing a kind deed. But I felt disrespected by both of them and my appetite had gone. I also felt like a huge hole, not wanting to share my food with a hungry stranger when my partner is so willing to do it. His reason is that he's been in that situation before. I would argue that we literally don't know the woman's situation. It felt like everyone in the store was judging me and I desperately wanted to leave. We grabbed a takeaway box and started walking to the car. My partner was very upset and just walked in front of me the whole time. I felt ashamed and that I didn't deserve any of the food, so I asked if we could just give it to a homeless person, which we did. My partner walked off really fast without me, and I caught up to him at the car 5 minutes later. He was super angry at me, saying he'd been in that situation before and why couldn't I just understand? I just started crying and saying I felt horrible. He calmed down, but when I tried to talk about how his actions upset me, that he didn't look at me, and that he was so open with this stranger, and that it made me feel invisible and disregarded, he said it was extremely difficult to understand me.
Comment 1. In my 33 years of life, I have never witnessed someone ask a stranger for food off their table at a restaurant. Never. It wouldn't even cross my mind that someone would do this. NTA. I don't care what situation she was in. This is outrageous behavior. It would make more sense for her to wait outside and ask people for cash. Comment 2. NTA. She used her bare hands to root around in your food. That was disgusting. She may or may not have been hungry. With the way she taunted you, I don't think she was. Your partner. The only positive thing I can see is that he is extremely gullible. The people in the cafe were wondering where the management was and why they were allowing this. I am sorry this happened to you. You deserved a pleasant meal. Comment 3. NTA. And she was touching the food with her hand? Your partner could have first asked you if you're okay with sharing, since you also paid for it, and if he sees you declining to do so, he could have respected your wishes and ordered a new plate of food for that woman. Looks like you need to have a long discussion with your partner about this. OP. Good luck. 38M, married Judd, 44F. A few years ago and I acquired a stepdaughter, Abby, 14F, as a result. I dated Judd when Abby was 8, met her when she was 9, and married Judd when she was 10. I'd say our relationship is okay. She doesn't act bratty towards me and respects me enough as her mom's husband. However, there is one glaring issue about her, and that is her pranking nature. Abby loves to pull pranks. Some examples are her hiding my car keys with what looked like 100 dubs in a box. I found them quickly because she failed to notice my keys have duct tape on them. Another one is when she hid in the fridge, something I still find very weird, to scare the first person who opened it. Well, last Wednesday, I arrived home and it seemed that I was the only one there. Only my shoes were at the doorstep and I even called out Judd's and Abby's names with no answer. This is somewhat normal as Judd sometimes works late and Abby stays at school for extracurriculars. So I screwed around with my dog, a German Shepherd and Husky mix for anyone that will ask, for a bit, and then I decided to relive myself. When I got to the bathroom I noticed that the window cabinet was open. I thought nothing of it at first and unzipped my pants, but then I saw a shadow behind the shower curtains. I thought the worst and immediately punched the figure behind the curtains. Well, as everyone may have guessed it from the title, it was Abby. She was making a prank video and I had not noticed that she propped her phone up on the bathroom cabinet with 2 cups. I'm not gonna lie, I did not hold back. I punched her as hard as I could. Her nose looked broken and when I realized it, I flipped out and so did she. After maybe 5 minutes of freaking out I drove her to urgent care and informed Judd of the situation. Her nose was indeed broken and would need about 6 to 12 weeks of recovery. Abby won't talk to me, and as for Judd, she thinks that my action may have been justified but also thinks I should have approached with more caution, which she has refused to elaborate on. Comment 1. NTA, if everything went as you said and Abby regularly pranks people, something like this was bound to happen at some point. Although incredibly unfortunate, as others have noted, she was lucky this didn't get her killed. There are stories all the time about kids getting shot in the face for turning up unannounced at the wrong door. Hopefully she has learned her lesson and will stop doing these things once and for all. I would like to add that I find prank culture incredibly wrong. A joke should make all parties ultimately happy. Stress and fear can have serious mental and physical consequences, and the 3 of you could benefit from family therapy/mediation to work through this experience towards a better relationship. Comment 2. NTA. Throwing a punch is a reasonable reaction to fear. For all you knew, it was a crackhead with a knife waiting to catch you with your pants down. Comment 3. NTA. You didn't punch your stepdaughter. You punched a home invader hiding in the bathroom. This was so dangerous on her part and she needs to understand that her prank could have ended much worse. Also, hiding in the fridge is dangerous. She doesn't seem to have a good head on her shoulders for how dangerous those situations are. Me 25F and my fiancé 26M have been together for a decade and have our first child. Our relationship hasn't always been rainbows and sunshine, but it was steady and solid. Or so I thought. I just gave birth to our first child last November and is a ZAM. Something we both decided and agreed to. My savings are substantial since I earned really good money and saved early on. My savings was gonna be used for our baby's necessities while his income will cover the bills. The condo and 2 cars are under my name. The condo and my car are paid off. It's only his car that is not. I put down half of the amount as a down payment so the monthly payments are not that high, plus with my good credit, the interest was low. I did have plans on paying off his car and putting it in his when I got back to work. I'm currently on a 6-month hiatus from work due to sepsis from my C-section and other birth complications. Giving birth to our first child nearly killed me. I came back from my postpartum appointment last week and heard my fiancé's diabolical plan. I did not expect to record it, but the timing was just perfect. Let me set the stage. As I said, I came home from my postpartum appointment and was told I have the green light to devour my fiancé. I gleefully went to Versus to get lingerie and matching bras and panties because I was quite hot and ready to jump this man's bones again. I was recording myself and the Versus bags when I heard him. I thought it was even more perfect that he was home already and I got these goodies ready to show him. Possibly make a quick movie. So I continued recording, but instead what I heard and recorded broke my heart. I'm so glad our baby can't understand what's going on yet, because I don't think I could handle explaining. My fiancé of 10 years was cheating on me, had plans to take money from me through child support but actually have his parents take care of our baby, is planning to take the condo and cars. I am sick. I am devastated. I distraught. I am heartbroken. I stopped recording and quietly went to our bedroom with our baby and cried. I woke up to my baby crying and I felt like a zombie. I was so numb and my thoughts were all jumbled. The Versus bags was still in the hallway. He laid next to me asleep and snoring while I mustered the courage to send the recording to his parents. His parents blew up his phone in the morning and he in turn blew up on me, calling me names, slamming doors, punching walls. He forgot that we have cameras in the house so everything is recorded. He said his parents are cutting him off and it's all my fault. I embarrassed him and ruined his life. I had no right to record him. He said I'll regret it and he will get everything I had. I told him to try me. I've already talked to a lawyer and in our state common law marriage is not recognized and the person who the child lives with does not pay child support. Seeing as everything is in my name, he has to move out. I gave him the rest of the month to move out. His parents and brother have been teaching out to me and has been very supportive and apologetic. My side of the family doesn't know yet. He called many times and left voicemails, texts and even emails and letters since I changed lock on the doors and the code on the garage door. He wants to work it out and go to therapy. I honestly don't want to talk to him or work it out. I just want him out. I spent a decade of my life giving this man everything. I'm not perfect or a saint, but I've never and never will do something like that. I just want to move on. Comment 1. Do not allow this man back into your life. That was some divine intervention type shit. Do not squander this opportunity. What's heartbreaking is you truly care for him, and I know that hurts. You will have a moment of weakness at some point and will want to talk to him, but do not give him an inch. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. OP comment. You have no idea. It felt like I was got hit with a lightning storm. I was and still am blindsided by what happened. Never thought he'd the man I would fear and dislike, but here we are. His actions have suppressed any urges to reach out to him. I want him out permanently. Comment 2. I think you do the right thing. Discovering that your fiancé was cheating, planning to take advantage of you financially, and potentially involving his parents in a scheme to care for your child while taking your assets is deeply concerning and hurtful. It's natural that you would feel betrayed and devastated upon learning this information. I just hope you feel better and move forward. My girlfriend Lisa and I have been together for 2 years. Her birthday is coming up, and she's been planning a big celebration with friends and family for months. It's a milestone birthday for her, and she's really excited about it because she's always felt her birthdays haven't been celebrated properly in the past. Here's where it gets complicated. My sister Jane just announced her wedding date, and it's the same weekend as Lisa's birthday. Jane and her fiancé had to move their wedding up due to some family health issues, and now it's a small, intimate ceremony that means a lot to her. Jane asked me to be part of the wedding party, and as her only sibling, it's important to me to be there. When I broke the news to Lisa, she was devastated. She feels that her birthday should be a priority, especially since I've known about it for so long. She's also hurt because she planned this big event with her closest people, and my absence would be noticeable. I suggested celebrating her birthday a day earlier or later, or even me flying back the next morning, but she wasn't having any of it. Things escalated when Lisa gave me an ultimatum: either I attend her birthday party, or we're done. She feels this is a test of my commitment to our relationship and argues that if I loved her, I would prioritize her special day. I explained that my sister's wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime event and that I can't miss it, but she insists I'm choosing my family over her. Now, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. My family thinks it's obvious I should go to my sister's wedding, but some of our mutual friends say Lisa has a point and that birthdays are important milestones in a relationship. I don't want to hurt either of them, but I can't be in 2 places at once. Edit. Little update. After this post I texted and called out her behavior and now she is crying saying I don't even care for her. I'm trying to calm her down but she is really crying a lot, Did little video call to see her face. Ike, what to do, bruh? Edit, little more update. I think now she has calmed down a bit and is understanding my POV. I said I'll try to either rush things and be on both sides for small time, or we will celebrate a grand one next time/day whenever she likes. Now she said okay and then wrote long-ass emotional para on how much she loves me. After reading that, even I got emotional. Ike, if it was genuine or not though. To the people asking, it will be her 21st. Comment 1. Go to the wedding. You will break up with Lisa at some point because compromise is not in her vocabulary. You won't want to look back on choosing the party over the wedding. Plus, if you have a seriously ill family member, you don't want to miss a family get-together. Comment 2. You're in a no-win situation. I'd see red flags though if my GF/BF gave me an ultimatum like this. Personally, I'd probably go to my sister's once in a lifetime, hopefully, wedding over a birthday. Even if it is a milestone BD, there are still a lot of other milestone BDs. I also agree your GF could move the party to a day earlier and it not really be a big deal. However, I will state that birthdays have never been a huge deal for me. I've always made a big deal for my family, but for myself I don't care. And our family always does them on the most convenient day, usually a weekend day instead of on the actual BD. Again though, I'd see your GF's ultimatum as a red flag. She's obviously in a hole if she can't see what a difficult place you're in through no fault of your own, and she can't be a little more understanding about it. My sister and her 2 kids moved in with us after she was facing homeless after being evicted from her place. She has become very clingy with me. I have to repeatedly tell her my wife and I are not watching you kids. We gave you a place to stay. We have to constantly remind her to clean up after her and her children and not let her kids destroy things. She's been envious if my wife and I go out, and has made comments like that must be nice if my wife buys new clothes or something designer. She has been repeatedly talked to about this and told to stop. Last night my wife and I went on a date night to go out and see a live show and get sushi. My sister is waiting up of us close to 1 a.m. and yells at us how we didn't bring her the kids something. How it is so mean that we flaunt our lifestyle while her kids are struggling and the least we could do is bring her and her kids home something. It's 1 a.m. Her kids aren't even awake. My sister said she deserves a little treat time to time and more say around the home. My wife flips on her and tells my sister she needs to move out ASAP. She doesn't want her toxic ass in her home anymore, and if she's not out in 30 days she will be getting the courts and child services involved to remove them from the home. And my wife told my sister how she's a mentally unstable, unfit mother. My sister acted like I would protect her, and she called my wife a witch and saying I wouldn't let that happen. I told my sister my wife can do as she wants and it's her home too. My sister is the one who made herself unwelcome. My sister didn't apologize but made us breakfast this morning, and my wife threw the plate of food away and told my sister 29 days. My wife left to go speak to one of her cousins who is a lawyer this morning. My sister acted all innocent in front of her kids who could tell their aunt's attitude was off. My sister tried apologizing to me after my wife left, and I told her it's probably too late for that because my wife is getting the official paperwork now. Comment 1. NTA. Your sister's actions have created a toxic environment in your home, and it's valid that your wife wants her gone. Your wife has every right to set boundaries and feel safe and respected in her own home. Your sister's behavior has been consistently ungrateful, disrespectful, and manipulative. Comment 2. I wouldn't be surprised if the sister actually thought that she would get away with calling the wife a bitch and thought this is it, they get divorced and now he can take care of US.